Dev Narrator here. Welcome to the channel. This is a first in a series of LeetCode problems I'm just going to continue to solve. I started solving like LeetCode problems from a while ago, and this is just one of those that I just want to put there because it was actually quite interesting when I was solving it. And without further ado, let's just get into it. So we have this problem: merge strings alternatively. So you're given two strings, word1 and word2. Merge the strings by adding the letters in alternating order, starting with word 1. If a string is longer than the other, append the additional letters onto the end of the merged string. So we're given like a sample example input and output. So we've got word 1 ABC and word 2 PQR. So the output should be A, P, B, Q, C, R. So you can see A, P, B, Q, C, R. Quite complex, and it was a question that I took some time just to read through and be able to understand it. So word 1, we've got A, B, P, Q, R, S. So it's supposed to be A, P, B, Q, R, S. So now that you've gotten a hang of it, so I solved this problem using Python, and right now I'm just going to give like an explanation on how I did things. So the class solution is with a method called merge alternatively. So this method takes two strings as input and returns a new string that merges the two input strings by alternating the characters from each. So you can see we have an empty we have like an empty list that you're going to create there, and the merge alternatively method starts by creating an empty list called merge to store the merged strings, which it then initializes two pointers, as you can see, I and j, to the beginning of the two input strings, word1 and word2 respectively. So here you have I and j as our pointers. The method then enters a while loop that iterates both I and j while both I and j are less than the length of the respective string. So you could see there we did that implementation there. I'm just gonna scroll through it. Then once the loop exits, the method checks if I is less than the length of word 1, so you have to check that out. While then if it is, the method appends the remaining characters in word 1 to the merged list. It then increments by 1. So it's actually quite complex a bit. Then the method then performs the same check for word 2 and appends the remaining characters in word 2 to the merged list if necessary. So then finally the method returns the merged string by joining its elements together using the join method. So you could see it was quite a explanatory solution, but it took me a while to be able to like think about that, because I had tried a couple of implementations to be able to do that. Even if we run it, you're going to get like a positive result, and it took me some time. We can even see if you pass it through the test cases, it does exactly what we're doing, because the test cases are what the example 1, 2 and 3 are all about. And yeah, it was actually quite challenging because all the implementations I tried were not passing the test cases given, and we just submit there because I did that and submitted it, and it's accepted. Submitted it a couple of times just to make sure that it's all good. And yeah, I'll just be popping by with some LeetCode challenges, and this is the start of the LeetCode Blinde 75. So I'm just going to be popping up with such videos, so please be sure check that out, and also like the video, share the video, and I'll be also putting the code on GitHub so I can be able to follow through. So let me just put the code there so that you can be able to like check it out, and I'm out. Happy coding.